You have permission for this. For those who are watching the recording, this is a client encounter, a person whose age has not been given, but pitta age, so it could be anything between 14 and 45. Prakriti is pitta, and right now kapha is down and vata is up. Chief complaint: gas, bloating, constipation, spacey, finds it hard to concentrate, irregular periods, headaches around the periods, insomnia, which I don't think is getting up at 4 a.m. is insomnia, but she's having a hard time with her students too. Anything? Don't you think vata is high? Really, really high? It is samana. So this is samana. I'll just write it down. Samana vayu, gas, bloating, right? Constipation, apana vayu. Periods have become irregular. What do you think is happening? Atavadhatu is it headaches around her period. So hormonal headaches. Vata, some insomnia. Seems like it's stress-related insomnia. We don't know, but this is like you should be able to look at these things and make a first impression. And of course, you can change that later. Does it make sense, Kavita ji? What I'm saying? You look at a person's gas, bloating, samana vayu, constipation, apana vayu, spacey, artavadhatu, your menstrual blood issues, headache, hormonal issues. So maybe right here off the bat, Shatavari is good for her. Shatavari will take care of the headaches, will take care of her artavadhatu, and help her generally with energy, right? And she'll probably sleep better. Brahmi. Does it make sense? For me, I can look at it and give something. Does it make sense? That's what you're aiming for. Let's look at Ama. The client has a slight white coating. Slight white coating doesn't make. I want to know on a scale of 1 to 5 if the coating is 2, then it doesn't matter. Coating is 3 and up, it does matter. But it's tiredness after a night's sleep. So there is Ama going on. Is it Kapha Ama? Is it Sama Kapha? What kind of Kapha? A scale of 1 to 10. 1 to 5. 3 and up. So Kavita ji, don't worry, when you do AC 107 starting January, we talk about is Sama Pitta, Sama Kapha, and Sama Vata. Over vegetarian diet, eggs, but does not consume dairy. She sometimes feels heavy after she eats. So some mandagani is going on. Prior to doing the consultation, the client mentioned that before she started implementing the warm water in the morning, she eliminated it once a day. Now she has 2 bowel movements, so warm water in the morning is helping her vata already. She has gas and bloating, Vishamagni. Yes. Subdoshas, sadhak pit, pranavayu, apanavayu, samanavayu. Anything else? She's having problem with the stress. Do you think any other subdosha is affected?
I wonder if she's on medications for something.
That is another thing. People will not, when a person goes to a physician's office, they pretty much reveal everything. They do reveal, I don't know, maybe they don't. But when they come for an Ayurveda, they sometimes do not let you know everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's 60 minutes, 90 minutes or whatever down the lane. I mean, it's 5 minutes left before they're supposed to leave. And then they'll suddenly tell you, oh, by the way, I'm on metformin. I wish you had told me that an hour and a half ago, because some of your symptoms are due to that.
Mm-hmm. Or like a mood stabilizer or something like that.
Yeah, people will not tell sometimes. So I am expecting people to not tell, and I'm going to use my judgment over a piece of paper that they have given me.
Right.
So I will use the piece of paper that they've given me, but I will also look at and sometimes, it's just For example, when I go in a doctor's office and they want me to get on a scale, I refuse. And I said, I'm sorry, I will be so depressed if I get on a scale and you look at my weight that I'll go into depression. Then I'll have to get on a SSRI. So I don't want to do that. Uh, but that's okay, you know. So, but I had one doctor that I was very happy with, and I was, you know, trusted her. So it's about trust. So they will not sometimes tell you need to trust your own judgment here.
Hmm.
So yeah, sometimes it's possible she might have been, but they don't tell you. So this is why you need to do a client encounter in person. They walk in, you can smell the ama, right? Someone walks in, even if they're wearing perfume, you can kind of smell it. You can smell the ama in the mouth. You can smell another thing, you know, like I remember I had this client not long ago, and she used the bathroom, and then I was going to take her nadi, and then I went to wash my hands. I always wash my hands before I take the nadi. So I washed my hands, and when I went in the bathroom, I smelled the ama in the bathroom because, you know, if someone's used the bathroom to go potty, and if they have ama, you can smell it. Well, I'm not going to tell her that I smelled your ama, but I already knew the ama was there even before I took the nadi. And the nadi was very kapha, low energy, looked at the tongue, very white, especially towards the colon area. So there was ama in the colon. But I'm not going to tell you, oh, I can smell your ama. That is such a horrible thing to do. You know, we kind of reserve the judgment. There are things you don't tell the clients or you tell them nicely. We don't do that. And in fact, in Ayurveda, as Ayurveda practitioners and doctors, we need to be able to smell their, you know, body odor, because that tells us what's happening. It's kind of, you know, in the Western world, it's like, oh my God, body odor. I need to smell your body odor because that's what tells me what's going on,
But
right?
it's true. You can tell like the pitta ama has a totally
Yeah.
different.
And about 4 months ago, I posted a poop and urine chart to my wall. And the people always come in and laugh. And there's a big, really chart describing different type of poops. It has pictures of poops in it. And then instead of, because I have a questionnaire, I ask them, does your poop float? Does it look this color? That they never answer correctly. But now I go and ask them to point at the poop. No, they go and pick it out because I got pictures of poops in my office. And yeah, that is working out a lot better. So yeah, we do not depend just on a piece of paper. Absolutely not. I know it's not funny, but people find it funny. Like, yeah, my 3-year-old will go and look at it as well. So let's look at right off I don't want you to look at the protocols. What do you think is happening? Let's ask, who else is there on the call? Let's look at the chat. Does the HIPAA laws apply to Ayurveda? If a person has shared their medical history, yes. It is a law that applies to anyone who lives in the United States of America. Yes. But usually HIPAA laws will, you know, if you're sharing their name, we always make sure it is done anonymously, but we always take their permission. Even if it's your dad or your mom. Just to give you an example, we had Rasamai, who just finished the practitioner program with us. So her dad was her client, and I sat in the consultations, but he says, I don't want anything recorded. I do not want the students to look at this. So we have to, you know, whatever the client wants, client confidentiality, what the client wants. Sometimes students are very happy to come online and share their issues, medical issues. That is fine. But if they don't want it shared, then we don't share it. It applies to acupuncture, it applies to a chiropractor, it applies to everything. Is there any possibility for tarpa kapha because of headache? Yes. Yes, Shan. But in this case, she has dryness. For tarpa kapha, it would not be dryness, it would be congestion. Does it make sense? You think rasa is affected too? Absolutely. Rasa is low here. Look at this. If her periods are regular, so the question to ask would be, are the periods lighter too? She has got spacey, find it hard to concentrate. All of them are prana vayu. This is prana. Samana sadhak pitta. So samanavata, apanavata, pranavata, sadhak pitta, absolutely rasadhatu too. Yep, that's what's happening. And ama. In this case, yes, Kavita ji, you start off with Trikatu. So let's make a plan right here. What is the plan? Connor, how would you start her off?
Yeah, we always start with Agni, right? We always start with trying to
So, but she has ama. She has ama.
Right.
So you want to reduce, you do not address Agni when someone has ama. You always get the ama first. Ama first, Agni second, dosha third. That's the rules, right? So
Amapachana, Agni.
Amapachana herbs. So Trikatu would definitely be with Grita. Trikatu with Grita. You want to give Agni Deepan second. Trifala. Actually, Trikatu is Amapachan and Agni Deepan both.
That's perfect.
And you definitely want to do it with Grita. You want to do it with ghee. And then buttermilk after meals. All soupy khichdi diet for about. So how many days you want to put her on a diet, Kavita ji? 3 days? Remember she is pitta predominant. It's not going to take her long to get rid of her ama. How many days would you want to put her on a soupy khichdi light diet? 3 days, 4 days, 6 days, 7 days. Remember, pittas will not be able to handle hunger for 7 days. I've told you everything now. Anybody want to take a shot at this?
10 days, right? Like 7 to 10 days.
3 days is good. 3 days is perfect. So you're going to put her on a soupy khichdi light diet for 3 days, but definitely giving grains. You cannot have without grains. So the fasting in the soup, trifala and trikatu with ghee and lots of turmeric, buttermilk, CCF tea, that will remove the ama somewhat. And when the ama is removed, then you can start off by Agni and Vata imbalances. So you can definitely use Hingu, you can use Trifala. I would Abhaya Rishta. If you don't want to do Arishta, then Digestone, which is actually Trifala only. Raisins. Soaked raisins, actually. Yeah, and then after a few days, Shatavari. So this is a 3-step process when you have ama. So you address ama for 3 days, you address Agni for a couple of days, Agni and dosha. And then after another few days, you are giving Shatavari for her hormones. You also Brahmi can be given. Brahmi is good because Brahmi and what else might you give for mind? Brahmi and
Shankapushpi.
Shankapushpi, yes, but her issue is a vata headache and vata issues. So just Brahmi okay, or Ashwagandha also?
Ashwagandha, I guess, would be good.
Yes.
It wouldn't make her too crazy.
Yeah, so I would say Brahmi and Ashwagandha combination. It will also increase her Agni. Yeah, so that is it. That is our second client encounter, and I'm done. Any questions? I'm just going to go around and ask people, and I'm going to unmute you if you have any questions. Oh, Morgan has a question. It is not surprising to me she's tired. Being a teacher is extremely energy depleting. You're telling me I'm a teacher. I know. No, I love being a teacher. Yes. Especially in you're right. Especially in the school system, teachers are not paid well. They give a lot more than they receive, and there's a lot of energy. And I have a lot of teacher clients. So yeah, I see that. And sometimes they have like 35 students in a class, and they're always putting, and also another very, very crazy profession is nursing. Is Mandy here? because they do 12-hour shifts. Sometimes they do 12-hour shifts 3 days or 4 days in a row, so they can take 3 days off. So that is another one. Any question about Samakapha? So Connor, for you, it is very important. It's a tip that I have learned. I have my own scale, and this is my personal thing, because how much is that ama affecting their quality of life, which lets me know whether I want to start with ama pachan or agni deepan. So Kavita ji, are you understanding the difference between ama pachan and agni deepan? If a person has ama is more important than agni. If they do not have ama, then agni is most important, dosha is third, and then dhatu is fourth. Ama, agni, dosha, dhatu. Okay?
That makes sense.
Yeah? All right. Let's see if anyone else has questions, and then yeah, absolutely. Pranayama, for more prana, yes. Pranayama would be good for her, especially restorative yoga would be good. What is that? Brahmari pranayam would be good for her. You know the one that we did? Yeah, that is really good, Morgan. Yes. So my only problem is, when I tell my client, you need to go find a restorative yoga class where they focus on pranayam, they can't find anybody. I wish somebody would do that. And I know teachers do that, but these are mostly teachers who are teaching from home, because when there's a yoga studio, the yoga studios have, they want to, it's all about bodies that you can fill, because each person's going to pay some money. So they are not about, they're going to have too much exercise, because restorative yoga with pranayam is good for people with PTSD, with postpartum depression, for people recovering from surgery. So pranayam meditation is the focus. No, it is only if you're doing the wrong kind. For example, if you are a pitta person, Patricia, and you're doing not Brahmari, what do you call it? The fire bellow breath. Help me out here. What is fire bellow breath in Sanskrit? Bhastrika pranaya. So yes, Bhastrika. I told you I just had that cough syrup, so brain's gone to sleep. So you don't want to do, like Ujjayi breath is heat inducing. In this person, she's a pitta person. So, but right now her vata is high. A little bit of Ujjayi is not going to harm her. But restorative pranayam like Brahmari and Nadi Shodhana, Anulom Viloma. Do you know these? Nadi Shodhana and Anulom Viloma is one nostril, alternate nostril breathing. And actually, even though it is she's stressed out, so Shitali breathing would be good. I think everything is coming from a place of stress. Absolutely. Kavita ji, Adhipati Marma, which oil would you suggest? Now, that is interesting, Morgan. The reason I said Shitali is, she's a pitta person, right? She's pitta predominant, and right now her vata is high. I am not pitta predominant, for example, I'm kapha predominant, but when you are pitta predominant and you're stressed, do you feel angry? Anger comes. Does it make sense? And please, if you have any pitta friends, please forgive them. It is not their fault. It's just that pitta is, when a vata becomes high in a pitta person, they will get upset and critical. Temporarily, it is okay. Yes, sesame oil is even temporarily okay for pitta, but not for long. Remember, we are giving her only for 3 days. We said her diet in this only for 3 days. Yeah. So when you have, this is why we are looking at the prakriti. If she was a vata person, then, you don't want to give Shitali. But you know, she's stressed out. The kids have her stressed out. She probably has no way to, you know, talk about this. So Shatali would come. In fact, I would say between before she starts a class, she should do pranayam.
Like aromatherapy.
My son's my son has a French teacher, Madame Ruth, and she only speaks French in class. Even if I go as a parent, she speaks French to me, and I'm like, what is she saying? She does yoga in class, and she has all the students doing pranayama in class. And this is Austin AISD. And then she actually uses essential oils in class. And kids are just, you know, like sitting there and they're so blissed out. Honestly, I wish all teachers could do that. Yeah, was it good? Any more questions?